In India, in 10 minutes we can order something from near shop or anywhere else, and they will deliver to you in 10 minutes. But we are not able to find peace in ourselves. In India, we can live our whole life, we can shop online, everything we can do online, and you will get instantly benefit from those reels from anywhere else. Now we become, as a human, we become so comfortable in today's life. Before that, back 100 years ago, there were no there were no such kind of things available, and at that point of time people were good, better than us. I believe they were good at mental health, they were good at physically, they were good at everything. Of course, I'm not talking about in terms of technology, but they are good when we talk about this human body. They are good in thinking, their thought process was very clear, they were not harmful to environment, they were not harmful to anything surrounding them. But today, whatever we are doing, regardless, it does not matter what I'm doing, regardless what I'm doing, what we are doing, we are everything. Whatever we are doing, our consequences is we are destroying something. So when when we order from something from Zepto or anywhere else, and we find something very convenience, in 10 minutes they can deliver to you. But what about your life? This is not gonna fix in a way that technology is rising. That's not gonna happen. To improve this life, to be successful, to be peaceful, to be calmness, to become a good man, to become a human man, there is always only one fundamental: to understand yourself, understand your basic nature of human existence. And this is not gonna happen by just 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You have to give ample of time to understand this body, because this is the most sophisticated technology that we had, and we have a so much big brain. Still we are struggling with basic common problem, like fundamental problem. Peace is a fundamental problem of our life, mental health is a fundamental problem of our life, physiological physiological health is our is biggest lie. And when I say this, why I'm talking about today this, you know because I'm more interested in human right now, because from the many years I've been trying to learn about myself, what works for me, what don't works for me. I'm trying to observe my patterns, how I behave in a certain situation, because I'm a product of circumstances of society everyone has, no doubt about it. But I'm trying to fix my some patterns, I'm trying to observe my some patterns, in what way I'm talking, and what way when the intense situation come, in how manner I'm acting, in what manner I'm acting. So these are the some fundamental things that I'm trying to observe myself. And that's why, in order to get all of those things, I started studying myself. How? I just started to studying some books. I am not, I'm not talking about any books that you should read about any, no, I'm talking about just, because if when you are starting something, you need to prove that you can do that. And in order to get the proof, because at present time I'm not able to understand what my mental situation, what is everything else, I'm not able to identify itself. But to get, so in order to get help from those who have already did it, so you need to read about them, you need to learn about them. And once you read it, once you got a little bit understanding, you got it, you don't need to look back any other things. So I'm trying to is, because nowadays we are become so addicted to become an instant result, and life is not changing, life is not gonna to give you simply because you did something for 10 days, foretold is for 1 month, for 1 week, for 1 year, even 1 year. No, life will not give a result because you are doing something with 10 days or 10 minutes. No, that's not gonna happen. That's only happen when you want to, something from grocery, you can online it because there are technologies. But in order to become you, what you want to become, be a successful, be a good man, and your intellectual should be as high as must be. So in order to get, or in order to reach there, we as a human need to understand, need to know that still, in spite of our hard, in spite of so much technological advancement, but as a human we are still there, and we are same that our generation used to be 100 years ago or 10 years ago. Of course we changes, I'm not saying that we are not changed, we are changed so much. I'm talking about in terms of our nature. Nature, what natures? Because human always thinks, because whatever nowadays we are doing because we want to become because we want to make our life very peaceful, very good, whether it's financially, mentally, or physically. Everything is needed. I'm a big supporter of financial, because until and unless you do not have enough food to eat, you do not have to live your house, you do not have to wear your clothes, then how you can think about anything else about yourself? No, that's it, not possible. So I'm thinking the financial is the real strength. I'm not denying that it is must, everyone works for, must be. But I'm trying to, until and unless we do not understand ourselves, when I say ourselves, I'm referring to mental health. Nowadays you are seeing that people age of 18, 19, as like our age, are very so much depressed. Why? Because we are so addicted to getting instant results. Because in life that's not gonna happen, but in social media, in our electronic media, in our surrounding, nowadays everything happens just by your finger click. But in life it is not gonna happen. That's why life will always gonna to be his own way. So we need to understand, we need to learn how to be with life, how to be flow with life. And that's the basic difference we need to understand as a human. Today I'm talking about this. When I was 17 years old, I'm not anymore. 2 years ago I was 17 years, and right now I'm 19 or 20. Exact I'm not remembering. And so from then I have been so much interested in understand yourself, understand our patterns. You know why? Because I have, in my whole life, I have never get a respect from society. Because there are some incidents, I don't want to share it because they are heartbreaking. I just broke out, so I'm not talking about that. I'll talk about later something whenever I'll share my story. But for today's video, I just want to make something that only relates to me. My mental health must be good. The depression, anxiety, or any mental kind of illness, I don't want to face it. I just want to do whatever I'm doing. If it goes well, it's okay. If don't goes, I don't need to be misery or anything else. I just simply embrace that moment, and I need to learn, accept, okay, whatever gonna happen just happens. Let it be there, and just move on, whatever you have. And that's why I'm so much interested in myself, and I'm trying to learn many things. That's why I'm learning English, because I want to excel in my career. Nobody talks. But my experience with life has much more. Believe me, what I have faced in my life, I believe you didn't. I mean, I'm not saying generally, but most of you didn't face it. And that's why I'm able to understand very, very, really, very, very deep. When you experience thing, and then you realize that what it means to be learned, what it means to be self. And until and unless you don't experience any such kind of moment, then you will never realize that it is actually exist. So thanks.